makes a toy a Montessori toy? Montessori toys are simple. Children learn best through organized information. They're able to learn shapes and colors without the distraction of other things. Montessori toys are based in reality. Rather than showing pictures of a dog flying an airplane, we show them a real picture of a dog and talk about what real dogs do. This is because a young child's brain is incapable of distinguishing fantasy from reality. Montessori toys are made from natural material like wood and metal and tend to not be plastic. Wood and metal toys have realistic weight and textures. They are functional and constructive, allow the child to manipulate, build, and interact while learning about their capabilities and the world. Montessori toys explore a multitude of areas like practical life, mathematics, language.
Toys you didn't know you needed, part 1. A book that tells you how to play with them. A book about the parts of me. This cool spinner. A tissue paper puller. And then you have this wobbler and then a regular ball. And it's all from...
I think I'm losing my mind.
I like to do everything I can to make our home a yes space for my son, meaning that it is okay for him to get into anything at his level, but that does take some rearranging on my end. So when he started crawling, I added toys underneath the TV stand that were safe for him to get into and front-facing books for him to access at any time.
How to Montessori on a budget.
Easy ways to promote Montessori and autonomy in your home. Using toy rotation instead of allowing them to play with every toy that they own. Placing their shoes and coat in an easy-to-reach area to encourage them to put it on themselves. Placing snacks where the child can easily access them. Using a Montessori learning tower to encourage them to help you in the kitchen.
Let's talk about Montessori parenting versus Montessori in the classroom. So your homes do not need to look like a Montessori classroom. You don't need to have a 3-hour work period. It's not something that starts at a certain time and ends at a certain time. You don't need expensive materials and toys to be a Montessori parent. What makes you a Montessori parent is embracing the philosophy inside your home. Observing and following your child, fostering independence, respecting them, understanding the sensitive periods, and allowing them to help out with everyday tasks around the house. So don't get discouraged if you don't have perfectly curated shelves like you see on social media.
Today we're going to learn how to do division Montessori style.
See how there's the 4 kids are in these 4 containers.
2, and we'll use this one, 3, 4. Okay, now what?
So we
What's this number?
We count out 16.
Okay, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Now what?
1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4.
What's the answer?
Boy.
Awesome!
Montessori Home Part 1. What I did was pack up all of those flashy toys. And yes, that means that cute Fisher-Price piano has to go. Instead of those cute flashy toys, I opted in for some less overstimulating toys that are geared towards her developmental milestones. You can usually find these toys on Amazon, sometimes at Target. I chose to get a toy subscription from Lovevery. Here's an example of a Montessori toy. This is an egg in a cup. It's very popular in Montessori homes. Once your baby can sit, it helps them develop fine motor skills and focus. Another good idea is to help them learn about object permanence. There are object permanence boxes, but they can be a little bit pricey. Instead, save your money and opt in for a silk scarf. There are great ways to play with silk scarves. I like to put it over my face like this and say, "Where's Mama?" so she can pull it off and I'm right there. I never went anywhere. Follow for more.
Part 3 of Dr. Maria Montessori's philosophy, following the child. We have such a tendency to tell the child what they need to do so they can learn what we want them to learn, but if we just present materials to them and we watch them, they will tell us by their actions what they've already learned and what they need to learn. The most challenging part about this is knowing when to intervene and when to just stay back. And this is usually because we're concerned with their safety or we think that there's one way to do things. But children need open-ended experiences to foster their imagination and creativity. And when you do step into the child's play, follow their lead. Allow yourself to step inside the child's imagination so you can understand how they're processing the world. And do your best to try to carve out time for them to problem solve instead of giving them the answer to produce your result. Don't be their instructor, be their guide. Follow the child. Since y'all asked, I'm gonna go over the second principle of Dr. Maria Montessori's method. It's observation. Why is it important? Because every single child is different. If you observe well enough, your child will indirectly tell you everything you need to know to help your child grow and to improve those undesirable behaviors. You'll know what kind of activities to provide by what they can't do and what they choose to do. If your child can't write, button, zip, or tie because you've observed they don't have the finger strength, then they're telling you to provide fine motor activities until they're ready for that skill. If they're banging on things, they're telling you to introduce or reintroduce instruments. If they're at the point where they're expressing their emotions and they're saying, "I feel mad," that means it's time for you to start introducing what to do with that mad or sad or excited or frustrated that they feel. And remember to incorporate the interest that you've observed they have. If you've observed your child doing something you don't know what it's telling you, then write down your observations in the comments and I will tell you. I'm here for you. See you in the comments. If you want to learn more about the Montessori method, I'm going to do a 5-part series about Dr. Montessori's theories. Part 1, independence. This can be counterintuitive because we want to help kids so much and don't want them to fail. Sometimes we're in a rush, and sometimes we just want it done our way. But if we just teach them something and then we back off and give them the opportunity to do it, once they finally do it, they're going to have so much pride and self-confidence that they're not only going to be able to do that task again, they're going to be able to do other tasks in the future that are challenging. I think confidence is a really underrated factor when it comes to learning. It was Henry Ford who said whether you think you can do something or you can't do something, you're right. So let them tie their shoes by themselves, do the dishes, the laundry, cook, so they can build their confidence when they succeed or learn from the times that they don't.